Welcome. So by the end of this second video on market research, you should be able to define the marketing information system, and you should be able to discuss the parts of that system. So what is it that we mean by a marketing information system? Well, it consists of both people and procedures who do three different things, really. First of all, they assess the information needs of the business. What is it that we need to find out in order to be successful? Secondly, they develop that information into something useful. And thirdly, they use that information to generate those market insights. Do you remember that we spoke about in the previous video? Market insights that actually enable the business to make decisions. So let's have a look at all of that in a little bit more detail now. So this is rather a complex diagram, but I want you to focus for now on the central panel that goes across the middle. And you can see those three steps in the process clearly here. First of all, on the left-hand side, we are assessing the information needs. And then in the middle, we've got the development of that information. And on the right-hand side, we're analyzing and using the information. Above all of that, we have those people that we talked about, those people who are involved in assessing the information needs, those people that are involved in developing the information and in using the information. And we can see arrows going up towards them at both ends of the diagram because those people are involved at the beginning and at the end, and in fact often in the middle as well. Underneath at the bottom, we've got all the different topics, all the different areas that the business will need to think about collecting information about. So we're going down from where we're developing that needed information, and we're looking at all of these different areas. What does the business need to find out about its target markets? It's going to need to know who those target markets consist of, which market segments, how big are those segments, what do they look like? It needs to know about the various marketing channels, which are the ones that are most likely to be suitable for the business's product and services. What about competitors? What's the competition like out there? Is this a busy market, a crowded market? Are there gaps in the market? Where are the different competitors positioned? And therefore, where should our business position our product? And then there's all those forces in the macro environment that we've thought about last week when we did the PESEL analysis and the Porter's 5 forces. Are there changes in the world of technology, for example, that might affect decisions about our products? Are there economic forces that might influence the price that we charge? What else is going on in the environment that might influence the business? So in order to answer these questions, the business will look, first of all, inside itself at its own information that it stores in its own internal databases. It might also go to marketing intelligence organizations like Mintel, like Statista, to look at research that has already been done, that already exists out there about the market. And of course, it might conduct its own market research. In fact, many businesses will do all of these things. So let's look at each one of those in a little bit more detail now. So let's start with this idea of assessing marketing information needs. Because of course, most businesses would like to have absolutely comprehensive information about everything. Most businesses would like to have perfect information about its customers, about the competition, about the products, all of those things. However, collecting information, analyzing, storing, and using that information, these are all time-consuming and costly things. So a good market information system balances those information needs, the information the users would like to have, against what is reasonable, what's feasible, what's cost effective. So there's always this balance to be had between the value of the information and what it costs us to collect that information. And a good marketing information system gets that balance just right. It collects enough information to answer the vital questions within the budget it has. And of course, for a small business, that decision is going to reflect a much smaller market information collection than it is for a bigger business that has a much bigger budget. So the business makes decisions about its marketing information needs, and then it needs to go out and find that information. And the first place that any sensible business is going to look is actually inside itself, inside the business itself. Any existing business will already have lots of information about its customers, about the competition, about what its customers' preferences are at different times of year, in different locations, and so on. So looking inside at their own internal databases is the best place for most existing businesses to start. And an example of that we're going to briefly look at is that famous department store in New York, Macy's. So if we look at Macy's, they have a customer database which provides real insights that enable the store to personalize the shopping experience for its customers. So, for example, it can analyze multiple sets of data that it already holds. It knows how much stock it holds. It knows how those stock levels change over time and in different stores. It knows what happens when it runs price promotions. And it also knows quite a lot about its own customers. So that data can be put together and used by Macy's to ensure that the products it chooses suit the buying habits of customers in each location. And we can transfer that to any supermarket chain, for example. So I know about supermarket chains in the UK, and I know, for example, in Brighton, where you are studying, or you will be studying, that it's quite a diverse ethnically city. And therefore, supermarkets in Brighton tend to stock a whole range of products to cater for their tastes of different cultures and different ethnicities. So they will often have halal food, for example, and kosher food. Back to Macy's, they also collect customer data in great detail about how often individual customers tend to visit the stores, what kind of products those customers tend to want to buy while they're there, and that enables Macy's to personalize that customer experience, to offer different incentives at the point of sale to different customers, to offer loyalty rewards to different customers, to offer promotions to different customers. And you will have seen this, you will have recognized this, not just in stores, but very much online as well. So internal databases is a good starting point because the company holds that data already, so it's relatively quick and relatively cheap to get at and to use. The second type of information is that competitive marketing intelligence. This is about going out into the market and finding out about consumers that may not be your customers already. So it's that systematic monitoring, collection and analysis of information about consumers, about competitors, and about those developments in the marketing environment. Remember the pestle? Developments in technology, developments in the economy, developments in the natural environment, developments in the legal environment, and so on. So monitoring that information gives a business insights about consumer opinions, about what they think about this brand and other brands. It might provide early warnings of what competitors are doing and potential opportunities or threats. And it helps firms to protect their own information. How do they get that competitive marketing intelligence? Well, in all sorts of different ways. There's a number of techniques. They could be just observing consumers, watching consumers, seeing what they do. They might be talking to their own employees about their experience of working with consumers. They might be looking at a competitor's products and benchmarking against those. What do I mean by that? Well, for example, are we offering products of the same quality at the same sort of price? It might be about online research. It might increasingly, it's about monitoring the buzz on social media as well. So that competitive marketing intelligence can come from many, many sources, and those are just some of them. Okay, we're going to finish there, and in our next video, we are going to be moving on to the next step. For now, there are a few questions for you to answer.